It's the biggest transaction in the history of India Inc. HDFC Bank has taken over its parent housing financing major HDFC. With this merger, HDFC leaps to the 4th place in the world's most valuable banks list. What does it mean for its customers, its clients? Does anything change at all for them? We'll break that down at the big HDFC merger. Meanwhile, on the other hand, this is an international story that we're tracking where France is witnessing the 4th straight day of rioting after the shooting of a teen by the police in what is being called a racist killing. As rioting grips France, President Emmanuel Macron has called on parents to rein in their children as a third of the arrests that have been made are of youngsters. But the president himself has come under fire for enjoying a concert as the country is in the throes of violence. What's happening in France and when will this violence stop? That's our second discussion here on Left, Right and Centre. But first up, let's quickly get you details on the HDFC reverse merger. The parent housing finance firm is now merged with the bank, making it the 4th most valuable in the world. The new HDFC Bank entity will have around 120 million customers. It is also for the first time an Indian bank ranks among the world's most valuable, making a new challenger to the largest American and Chinese lenders occupying the coveted top spots. With this, its branch network increases to over 8,300 and it boasts of a total headcount of more than 1,77,000 employees. What does it mean for you and me, for those who are invested in this bank, for those who are customers of this bank? Let me bring in Ashwini Rana, founder, Voice of Banking, and Subhash Chandra Garg, former Finance Secretary, Ministry of Finance, Government of India. Ashwini Rana, first of all, what does it mean for the customers, this merger that we've seen?
See, definitely this merger, it is a historical merger. Earlier also IDBI Limited merged with IDBI Bank. But this merger will give a very good scope for the customers. See, customers will get whatever they are having the housing loans, they will get the benefit of the repo rate time to time change. That concession they will get. But this HDFC Limited FD holders, they will definitely lose the rate of interest because HDFC Bank's rate of interest on FD is slightly lesser than HDFC Limited. So they will get the they will be loser on the FD interest. But ultimately, customers will get benefit. They will get the housing loan and other on the under one roof. So that will be a more convenient for the customer to take the all services, banking as well as housing loans. They will get through their bank only.
Subhash Garg, it's for the first time that an Indian bank figures in the list of the top ones in the world. Does it reflect on the overall robustness of the banking sector in India as well?
See, this is a very successful culmination of the reforms in the banking sector started in 1990s. Before that, the nationalization had put India back towards the downsizing of the banking industry. But once the private banks were allowed, HDFC, which started only in the permissible area of the housing finance in the era when all the banking activities was done by the nationalized bank and the public sector banks, has now over last 40 years grown that business together, the banks as well as the housing finance, into something what you referred as the 4th largest capitalization all over the world. I would rate this as the big success story of the banking reforms in the sector initiated in 1992. HDFC has been a phenomenal, and HDFC Bank with its child has been a phenomenal translator of those reforms, providing all kind of valuable services, quality services to people, inventing products which met the requirement of that. So I salute the promoters and the sponsors of the HDFC who created this global behemoth. And we are really, really proud and happy that we have now a bank which is amongst the top 5 in the world.
Ashwini Rana, but at the end of the day, also help us understand why did this merger really happen? Was there a requirement or was this a business strategy? What is it?
It can be a business strategy also, but it's a requirement of the time, because since we are in banking financial institution, this global competition and global signs are coming. So it is required to be a big and strong banking required. That's why they have went for this merger, and definitely it will work, and it will give the competitions to the Europeans, Americans, and Chinese banks, because it will be a fourth largest identity in the world. So definitely it will work, and it will prove the whatever they have taken the decision.
Mr. Subhashkar, what does the transformation of HDFC Bank into a financial services conglomerate mean? Because now it is going to offer full suite of financial services from banking to insurance and mutual funds through its subsidiaries, isn't it?
So this is what the evolving structure of the banking and the financial services in the country is, that the bank is the primary leader. It provides banking services on its own account, and it also can provide the services like insurance and the non-banking and others through its subsidiaries and all. A full conglomerate, a full service house which can be created is now possible, and it is being done. There are still some areas where the Indian banking system is not very much present. For example, investment banking is one area where you find the Indian banks are not that sharply and that dominantly present, and the investment banking is with others. But I guess in times to come, even those areas would also evolve. As the structure is now evolving in the country, so you're going to have either banks or the non-banks, which are also more universal. So the specific slivers of the financial services, like housing finance being one and the remaining NBFCs being another, is on its way out. There would also be powerful, more comprehensive NBFCs in the country, which is fine, and likewise the banks. So the heft which a bank like HDFC Bank will get because of the merger, the kind of capital it holds, the kind of wherewithal, the experience, the products it can offer across the. So I think this will help in its further evolution and development. Unfortunately, our banks are not very largely present in the foreign markets and the foreign countries. They don't have. Maybe in times to come, the HDFC would also expand into foreign markets to provide those kind of services to the other developing countries, or maybe even in the advanced countries. So it sets the stage very well for the future of Indian banking in a global context.
All right. Last 1 minute left, Ashwini Rana, I want to ask you whether the HDFC could look forward to any challenges as well in a time when we are all talking about how this is making history in India, fourth most valuable entities now among banks world over. What are the challenges?
Definitely challenges will be there, since we are shifting the area of the operation, and according to this global crisis we are expecting. For that, we have to lend with secured advances, because nowadays that is a more important. Whatever you lend, that should be secured. Otherwise, it will be a problem for any financial institution. So definitely HDFC Bank, this board will take that decision and take care that whatever they are going to finance, that will be a secured lending that must be there.
All right. I want to thank both my guests here on the show for joining us on this discussion. Many thanks.